We're coming down to the map dowsing part of dowsing to learn how to dowse on a map. Now this is the reductionist method. This is the method you'd use if you were looking for a missing item in your home. And what you do is, say this was your living room or your bedroom area, you would then reduce it down to see where in your bedroom the missing item would be. So by reducing it, you would draw into squares. So you'd get a square that way and a square that way, so you've got it in quarters. So then I've already pre-numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'd ask, are my missing keys in area 1? No. Area 2? Yes. Just check for 3, no, and no for 4. So then again you reduce it down. I've reduced this to A, B, C, D, so I've made some more squares. And I'd say, are my missing keys in area A? No. Is it B? No. Is it C? No. Is it D? Yes. So then when you're using your finger, you can move along even more to try and absolutely find spot on exactly where your keys are. And there it is, the pendulum's moving directly where I've marked the X. So that would be the ideal spot where you're to look for your missing keys or anything else that you have missing. So another method is to use your Elrod, and you'd use it upside down. You'd place it on the paper and again draw a square of your bedroom or your living room as to where your missing item is or what you're looking for, and you'd ask your Elrod to guide you around so that it would actually stop in the place where the missing item is. So then you'd mark that off with your Elrod, mark it with your pen, draw a line there, and then you'd go from the other axis again to say where is the other missing item. So you work your way around, draw in again your line, and where it crosses and the X is marked, that is exactly where your missing item will be. So that's another method of scanning and using the Elrods for finding something. So now we're going on to the third method, which is the scanner method. And there's an X and a Y axis. Now with this you'd use a ruler and your pendulum, and you say what you state you're looking for, what's missing. So if it's missing keys, you draw again a square around, say it's your living room or your bedroom or your kitchen in your house, and then you'd move slowly the ruler up the page, using your pendulum, asking your pendulum to please show you where the missing keys are. Now it started to spin there quite profusely, so then you draw in your pencil line and mark it that way. Then we go to the other axis, and again use your pendulum as you move slowly forward, asking where your missing keys are, and then it starts moving again and swinging, and then we draw in our other line, and where that draws in you mark it with an X, and that's the spot where your missing keys will be found. Another method I used earlier this year was to map the old rivers of London, and I did this with an artist. She particularly wanted to do live waterworks as part of her artwork. Now she employed me as a dowser to find the old rivers of London, and it was quite a difficult job. I started by map dowsing on the maps of London just by showing, please show me the old water sources of London, and then I would go either from the Thames to the direct source, which started off in Peckham, particularly on this particular river, which was the Neckinger. As you can see here on this map here, you can see that the water source starts in Peckham, and this is how it was mapped out, and it took us all the way down to Bermondsey, down to the River Thames. Now you think it's quite a simple thing to do, but it actually took me a couple of hours to actually map out this water source by following my finger, drawing it in with a pen, following it all the way around down there. And then when we actually did the walk, I didn't look at these maps at all. I just used my rod, one of these in particular, and I just asked, please connect me to the source of the river. And then I'd follow the rod, please keep me to the source of the River Neckinger, and then we'd follow my rod, and that would keep us on our pathway for the River Neckinger. Now the other thing that was interesting about map dowsing these rivers of London was that while I didn't know what was being mapped out, we also had things come up on the way, especially like with the River Effra. We had Effra Parade come up. We also found that swimming pools and other water sources would appear on the route. We also would find that at Walbrook, you'd come to Walbrook Wharf when we came to the end, and there'd be other name streets and other things that would tell us we were on the right track. And it was all a very interesting journey. And if you want to do some map dowsing for yourself, please come and join me sometime.